Today's reading is Entity 5, Clump, from the Backrooms Wiki. Notice: this article is outdated. This page has been deemed outdated when comparing to current-day writing standards. This video may be outdated when the article is updated. Entity number 5. Habitat: Majority, most notably levels 2 and 3. Description: Clumps are strange, dangerous bundles of limbs, capable of tremendous speed and incredible agility. Their preferred habitat in a majority of levels are spaces which are tight in comparison to their size, with the largest recorded specimens being about 3 feet. Though this makes them difficult to spot, clumps may still be seen in Level 2 and Level 3. Overseer Update: a strange, inexplicable phenomenon has occurred where the number of clump sightings appears to be diminishing. Nonetheless, we can't truly acknowledge the possibility of extinction, as most levels are infinite. But perhaps we'll have to see. Please report any sightings of clumps to the nearest MEG member. Overseer C. Behaviors: clumps seem to be in a constant state of hunger, roaming levels in search of prey. When prey is found, clumps will make their way towards it. When within 8 feet, clumps will stretch out their longest limb in an attempt to capture it, bringing the prey towards their center to reveal a mouth filled with razor-sharp teeth. From there, the prey will be eaten. However, for unknown reasons, not many are known to attack right away. Overseer Update: recent developments have shown that clumps are revealing signs of deliberate starvation, ignoring almost every wanderer that passes by unless provoked. Still looking as to why. Overseer C. Biology: as said before, clumps consist of a multitude of limbs, all varying in length and muscular structure. This unusual structure affects the way clumps run. They tend to swipe at the floor in order to move. Once in motion, they exhibit incredible amounts of strength and speed, being very agile with their movement. There have also been reports of eyes and ears being seen emerging from the massive appendages. Overseer Update: dead and even living clumps appear to have incredibly dry skin. We've demonstrated an attack on a few, and their bones were found to be extremely brittle. Though it was rare, we did see a pair or more of eyes in a clump. It looked like it was crying. None of us were sure why, but something in our heads kept telling us that their god was gone. I suppose that'd be true for all of us, if gods truly did exist. Overseer C. Discovery: the first report of a clump was made by a wanderer by the name of Elliot Winston, in which they encountered a skin stealer and successfully escaped, getting attacked by a clump shortly after. To add, the Lost, one of the first knowledge groups of the Backrooms, seems to have mentioned clumps within ancient scrolls found deep within Level 3. They refer to them as the ones with eternal limbs. A translated excerpt from one of the scrolls is written below. Prospathia, knowing she would diminish alongside her beloved humans' wishes to band together and give peace to the walls of Yellow, had to show them what true unification was like. Taking a group of humans under the guise of celestial guidance, she shall create the first true symbol of unification, the one with eternal limbs. Disgusted by what she had created, fearful, our people banished her, deep into the greenhouse of judgment. Still, she continued to make the ones with eternal limbs, with those who came by, even as she begins to fade away. Do's and don'ts. Do: stay silent in their presence and keep at least 8 feet away from them. Retreat at the sound of multiple people running. Don't go near them at all if one is spotted. Try to interact with them. Stick around when a clump is moving into one's position. You didn't think my beloved creation would simply fade away, did you? Entity number 5. Habitat: majority, most notably levels 2, 3, and the Cultivator's Courthouse. Description: clumps are entities that consist of a bundle of human limbs, wielding inhuman speed and incredible strength. They frequent tight spaces within a large number of levels, such as levels 2 and 10. They were previously noted as disappearing entities, assumed to have retreated to far deeper levels, until just 2 weeks ago, where the number of clump sightings reached an all-time high. Behaviors: clumps are known to be in a constant state of hunger, constantly roaming levels in search of wanderers to consume. When a target is found, a clump will rapidly swipe at the floor to move towards it. Within 8 feet, it will stretch out its longest limb in an attempt to grab its prey, bringing them towards its center to reveal a mouth filled with razor-sharp teeth. From there, the prey will have been eaten. Do forgive them. They're more focused on their own hunger than actually protecting my beloved, delivering sentences. Once they've eaten their fill, clumps will enter a dormant state. During this time, they will dig into the ground, or in some cases, break through the carpet/concrete of any level and bury themselves in it, leaving only their longest limb out in the open as they sleep. In this process, it's possible for them to get injured, thus making them more vulnerable. It is best to exterminate them during this state. Biology. As mentioned previously, clumps are a bundle of human limbs. Each limb is of different lengths and muscular structures, rendering it difficult for clumps to travel smoothly. Nonetheless, they are capable of moving at tremendous speeds, jumping over obstacles, traveling through vents, and climbing up walls. Besides limbs, there have also been reports of clumps with other body parts, such as eyes and ears. Similar to their sister creation, snatcher weeds, their skin has a sticky, almost dewy feel to them. Their scent is similar to that of burnt flesh and red dahlias, though there is nothing within a clump's flesh that causes such scents. Out of all the things about this entity, however, this part may be the most important. When a clump is harmed, its flesh splattered onto the ground and left uncleaned, a new, smaller clump will grow from the ground. There is no way to explain the scientific components behind said growth, though it can easily be compared to the way a flower grows. Fascinating, isn't it? How easily one can compare one thing to another, knowing how drastically different those two things are. Discovery. You know, there was once a group who walked amongst us long ago. Well, technically they still walk among us now. They predicted within their ancient scrolls of a being who would roam the entirety of the backrooms, a ruthless symbol of tainted purity and corruption. The ones with eternal limbs, they called them. A rather fitting name, far more sophisticated than what you people call my darlings. Typical of those people like the Lost. But I digress. You want to learn how they truly were first discovered. You've been so good reading so far. Fine. I suppose we'll tell you. It was meant to be a gift. My favorites amongst your people, they all agreed to becoming the first. I never forced them to. I crafted them into your now called clump. It took far longer time to craft them, even with her celestial hands. Far harder than his way. I thought the people would be happy. But they saw me only as a new threat. A threat against a home I could never bring myself to hurt. And so they chased it and her out. And to think, unification only led to betrayal. You may think that amuses me, Ethan, but it truly doesn't. There were those who still believed in me. Through their belief I stayed alive, taking only the terminally ill and the truly weak to craft. They think me a monster. Would a monster bother asking their permission first? And now, as less and less people knew of her existence, she had to take a chance now. I didn't understand it at first. Choosing me, who had been blinded with liquid pain. Me, who saw nothing but corruption. But now I get it. He'll bring them back for me. Just the way it should be. Even if there are a few new things about them. Why don't you take a visit? Maybe you too will understand. Do's and don'ts. Do. Stay silent in their presence and keep at least 8 feet away from them. Retreat at the sound of multiple people running. Don't go near them at all, once one is spotted. Try to interact with them. Stick around when a clump is moving into one's position. Let yourself get corrupted. This article is written by Kekroc and was rewritten by TrailmixNCocoa from the Backrooms Wiki.